All right, guys, we are going to see if we can make my awesome sandwich bread, but using a large portion of our sourdough discard. And we're going to see if it passes the kid test, because Cameron's like, "Mom, are you going to make bread again?" And I'm like, well, I was kind of holding off, waiting for my sourdough to get ready, the starter, but I've got all this discard. So I've been saving the discard in the fridge. I got this out this morning, so it's almost to room temperature, just about. And I'm going to use 2 cups of this and go through the exact same process as if I'm making my own bread recipe. So I want to talk you guys through that. Okay, so I'm still using my handy dandy bread mixer just to mix up the dough. And I'm going to go through the process exactly as if I was making my starter. So I understand the conversion. So I'm going to use 2 cups of my sourdough starter. I need to assume half of that is going to be, so 1 cup of that will be flour and 1 cup of that will be water. So I'm only putting in a cup of water. I'm going to measure out now my 2 cups of sourdough starter. You know what I need? I need one of those 2-cup measuring Corning cups. I have a 4-cup and an 8-cup and a 1-cup. I don't have a 2-cup. That would be handy right now. Okay, there's one. I'm fascinated by how stringy the sourdough starter is. Get another cup. I know some people that I've seen comments on that were trying the sourdough starter felt like they were wasting their flour ingredients. I don't feel that way at all, because all of this starter, I've not wasted any of it yet. I've been able to use it. All my discard, I should say. Now the rest of this discard, I'm just going to scrape down. I will just stick right back in the fridge, because where I am with my sourdough starter attempt is I'm discarding daily and finding other uses. Did you guys know you could use sourdough starter discard to make like gravy? Like as a roux base? That's exciting. Okay, now I'm going to add my 1/4 cup of avocado oil. I didn't change this measurement at all. I'm going to add 2/3 cup of flour. Again, didn't change that measurement. Okay, now normally my bread recipe would be 6 cups of flour. I've just measured out 5 cups of flour, assuming 1 cup of the sourdough starter was a flour portion. Okay, 3/4 teaspoons of salt. And then I'm going to add my 2 packages of yeast like I normally do. Because obviously the starter that I discarded did not have enough natural yeast built up, because it wasn't like really growing on itself yet. So I know there's not enough yeast in it to make a rising loaf of bread. Okay, now I'm just going to mix this on my dough setting like I normally do. And I will bring you guys back after it completes its rise and show you guys how it worked out. Okay guys, I was not going to come back till the end, but I'm super impressed. It looks like it worked out really good. Let me see if I can grab it out and show you guys. So it just did the first mix. Yeah, that turned out really good. So I'm going to let it do its rise. A little sticky. And so it's going to do 1 rise in the bread machine, knead for a while, do a 2nd rise, and then I'll bring you guys back when I'm making my bread. And this might be totally feasible. That'd be awesome. It rose! Look at that! Well, of course it did. I put yeast in it, but I'm still excited it worked. So I'm gonna roll this out. You guys have seen me make bread before. I'm not gonna show that process. What I am gonna show you is when I get the loaves out of the oven and I slice into them, and I let you know if it turned out just like my sandwich bread, or if I notice any difference. But I'm so thankful that I have a way, look at this, that I have a way now to really, really consume up my sourdough discard and not feel like I'm always have to make like a sweet treat or something out of it. So as I share more ways to use up the sourdough discard, because I feel like that's gonna be where I am in this process for a while, is just nurturing the starter while it builds up enough natural yeast to properly make a bread on its own. And I'm gonna just be sharing all the discard recipes that I can come up with that I'm finding useful in my home. So thanks guys for watching, and hang in with me for about 2 more minutes while we slice into this bread. Hey guys, my bread is done. Woo. I'll tell you about that another day. Let's see. I can pop it. Woo. Got that rise perfect on that loaf of bread. Wow, dang diggity. How about them cookies? Nice. Let me get it out of the mold, and we'll take a slice after it's cooled off, and I'll let you guys know how I think it turned out. Would you look at that? That is like my perfect loaf of bread. Perfectly flat top. I can't wait to slice into it once it's cooled down a bit. I am thinking it's going to be a little bit like bubbly or holier than I would prefer in a sandwich bread than my recipe naturally turns out. I can just see that behavior a little bit, but I think it's still going to taste great. And if it's an extra way that I can use my discard, that's totally awesome. So guys, make sure in the comments below that you tell me all the great ideas that you're doing with your discard. And hopefully soon I'm going to be able to share how to use it as a roux base for a gravy or a pot pie or something like that.